designation as king is to be from this day forward known as the King of Hearts. The King of Hearts. And I want you people to remember it with respect for the King of Hearts.
Hello, and welcome to OSW Review, the old school wrestling podcast, filmed in glorious grapple vision and encoded with blast processing. We chronologically critique wrestling storylines, pay-per-view by pay-per-view. This is your boy, Jay Hunter. See one of the wrestlers? He looks like a businessman. And Mr. OSE. Is that how he's got a podcast? With his clothes on? And V1 sir, who's this? You look like a boxer. It's the King of the Ring 1994 and it's giving it right now. Welcome, Naggers. The videos are here. Peace off. How's it going, CO?
Not too bad, mate. I am fucking excited to talk about this show. It's finally happening. Art O. Donovan.
OSE, how are you, sir?
Alright, how are you?
Excellent, excellent. Did you like the December trilogy? There are 3 episodes in 12 days. Rumble 94, March to WrestleMania 10 over Christmas.
Very good, well done, congratulations.
Thank you. I had to leave in, you're not getting this done.
Oh yeah.
Because it was like, I can't do this normally, but like, spite will see me through.
Fueled by... Yeah, spite is the word, isn't it?
Like, the greatest power in the world is not love, you know. It's spite. Cheers to Simon Boehm for the research, Michael Larson for the comic book artwork, and Chris Vaughn and Jeff Cerberus for their awesome editing. Oh, we're postponing the Golden Ogres until the end of the arc so we can do the kind of whole Lex Express New Gen together. No modern WWE, just focus on old silly bollocks for 2020.
And let's just point out, because I have seen people who are very, very worried that this means less OSW. It just means more old wrestling shows.
Yeah.
It just means that the arc doesn't get put on hold until like May.
Yeah, because we did a Becky Lynch trilogy at the start of last year because your childhood friend main evented WrestleMania.
Exactly.
Let's fucking cover that. But it did mean we may have some Brucey bonuses later in the year, so subscribe if you, or don't, you know. I'm not your mama.
Bobby Heenan's on the outside. Who's on the inside? Rob Bartlett.
Fucking hell. Good times. You know your boy, Rob Bartlett.
Oh, yeah.
With the Rob Bartlett Radio Comedy Hour, Season 4, Episode 1, Wrestling with Myself, he reviews the first ever Raw. And...
comedy.
In it, he does a Jay Hunter impression.
Oh, my God. Are you fucking...
Okay, let's have a quick listen.
Jay Hunter.
That's me.
Steve V1 and Steve Mr. OOC.
Oh, he does know us.
Video game graphics and music and Simpsons quotes. And it really is one of the, if not the best wrestling podcasts out there. Anyway,
I feel bad
Jay sums up my introduction to the wrestling audience as the following. Who the hell is this cunt? But, it still remains one of my favorite times in my career. It was a crazy 13 weeks. I urge you to listen to the old school wrestling review. Watch it on YouTube. These guys are the real deal. They're really, really funny and really, really clever, and they get it down to a science. They probably should have been the co-hosts of Monday Night Raw rather than me.
Wow.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. So yeah, you should feel bad, Steve, because I don't remember ever saying anything bad about him.
Man, that was glowing. That was very nice. Hey, as shit as he was,
Remember what I said about wine just now? I like wine.
He gave us the ammo to blast him out of it for a few shows, and that was magic. And cheers for taking it on the fucking chin, mate.
Yeah, I was very impressed. He's very he shits on like his performance. Like he had a couple of good funnies in there as well. I think he was too harsh on himself there.
I don't remember. What were these, Jay? Just remind me.
Oh, he said
I do seem to remember.
there's a couple of racist gags that were great.
Okay.
You know?
No, that's great. Cheers, man. I really appreciate it. That's
that was
really
amazing,
nice.
wasn't it?
Oh, yeah,
that's
cheers.
fucking awesome.
A winner is you.
You know, I often wondered whatever happened to Gary Coleman, Vince. He grew up.
OSW Review 88, King of the Ring 1994, June 19th from the Baltimore Arena in Baltimore, Maryland, with 165,000 TVs tuned in at home, a 12,000 sellout in attendance, paying how much on average per ticket?
It's always around the $11 mark.
Times are hard. They're losing money. $14.
Oh, unbelievable. $14.17.
Fuck's sake. I used to say $14 all the time.
Well, you're a
A gate of $170,000, way up from last year's King of the Ring with a dismal $78,000.
Out with the old, in with the new.
Mr. OSE, you are watching the WWE Network version, which is
2 hours 45, Jay.
And V1, you're watching the Coliseum home video, which includes the pay-per-view countdown, which is
3 hours 10.
oh yeah, and myself, the live version of that countdown, 3 hours 15, a request special presentation, and I said, oh, a little Happy Father's Day transmission sign on it. Yeah.
Oh, can you see?
Out to sing the national anthem is Ricky Medlock, lead guitarist and singer of Blackfoot. It's like, Blackfoot? Put on some shoes, mate.
Back in my day, we used to call that trench foot.
He was also from Lenny Skinner. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the hope of a brave.
He's not that bad. He just sings it. He sings it normally. He hits the high note, and I was just about to write great job until he got to the last note, and he went. I just 0 out of 10. You're a cunt.
Like the fakey Christina Aguilera
Yeah.
shit. Like, okay.
And like the state, like he shouldn't be doing that. He's a rock singer. He looks like your man from the painting out of Ghostbusters 2.
This is being good.
He has no right to be going.
Well, it's a small wonder he did so well because he couldn't hear himself. And so he was like, oh, this is just me doing it. So, yeah.
That's even better.
There we go. If you're wondering how he got the gig, he was playing a nearby venue the same night and offered. He's a wrestling fan, and yeah, okay. No Vince, as during the week he had neck surgery and was in a neck brace at the time. Cynically, this would make him more sympathetic to the jury. He's about 2 weeks away from the steroid trial hearing, which he would be cleared of next month.
Welcome to the 1994 WWF King of the Ring.
So who did call it? On play-by-play was Gorilla Monsoon, Macho Man on colour, with Art O'Donnell. Ah, no.
Baltimore's own football legend, NFL Hall of Famer, Art O'Donnell.
Art Donovan.
It's going to be amazing, lads.
Who? Local sports hero, defensive tackle for the Baltimore Colts, 2 world championships and NFL Hall of Famer. He'd be charming and funny on David Letterman. Vince thought it'd be cool to have a local celebrity at the commentary booth. Well, he would make this pay-per-view infamous and infamous. Listen, pretty big. We'll do a Art Donovan supercut at the end of the show. Okay. Our inaugural contest is the first quarterfinals bout, Bam Bam Bigelow versus Razor Ramon. The Great Bama Jamma versus the Bad Man. FYI, at last year's event, both men jobbed to winner Bret Hart, with Razor in the opening and Bammer in the finals.
Yeah.
Setting the tone for tonight, Gorilla says when Razor enters,
Tremendous There's a tremendous ovation for you, Macho Man.
I'm glad you pointed that out.
Well,
Oh my God.
Razor flicks the toothpick at Luna. Lol. He deserved to be Pearl Harbored. And it begins.
beautiful high kick.
With your feet, can you hit him? What's the girl over there screaming at him? What's he gonna do? Throw him out of the ring? Hey, I thought the poor guy was dead. Now they're both out. What happens now?
Bammer hits a ghetto blaster.
Can you leave your feet and hit him?
It's just like, okay, not only do you not watch the WWF, but you've never watched any kind of wrestling.
It's magic.
Bammer with a Ventura torture rack.
What's he gonna do? Throw him out of the ring?
Razor sells.
Gorilla, is he dead?
They both sell.
They're both down. What happens now?
Finish of the match. Razor fires up. Big slam. Setting Bammer up on Bret's rope is thwarted. Bigelow goes for a moonsault but is caught with a top rope schoolboy slam. And 1, 2, 3. Ramon progresses after 8:24.
Tremendous as Razor Ramon advances in the King of the Ring tournament.
So, yeah, I don't know what happened because I can only hear Art O'Donnell.
Well, they can't do that in the NFL, can they,
I
Art?
can't even stand to watch it.
It's pretty much how this show went. Like,
Spoilers.
I put all of my effort into this man, and it was something, wasn't it? It was something.
Yeah, but you're right. He's never watched wrestling. He'd no idea. Like, he was invited along. Don't know why. Nobody was buying the pay-per-view because of him.
No.
And if it's a local hero, then the people from the area are in the arena who can't hear him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is not only a national product, it's an international product. So Art O'Donnell, as amazing as it is 26 years later, I mean, at this point in time, it was such a stupid choice. I can't wrap my head around why they made it. I have one extra quote, right? It's his very first line. He's asked, they can't do this in the NFL, can they, Art? And he goes, I can't stand to watch it. That's the first thing he said. He can't stand it. I knew I was in for a special night, lads.
There was some early Renee Youngs, but they eased towards the end. I was relieved at that because that's all I would have been able to hear.
There was a bit of what?
Oh no, Steve, you're good at this. You're good.
Oh!
IRS is taking a lot of punishment.
You've got Renee Young, you've got Art O'Donnell.
That's it.
Others. Yeah. Oh,
And many
Ric Flair.
other
Ric Flair. Yeah, saying clown. You've got that.
Got one word.
Rob Bartlett, eh? Eat your heart out, mate.
Backstage, IRS fumbles his lines and just bolts.
I hope Tatanka makes it to the finals because this is the last time he'll have to face IRS. I'm taking him out too. I'll see you in the ring.
Yeah, what was the deal? IRS is normally a good talker, and he just couldn't
Horror show.
spit it out.
Yeah. Mabel is left cutting a promo towards a guy who's not there. He says, "You'll never ever pin me, IRS. That's definitely not exactly what's going to happen."
You better be worried about M to the A to the B-E-L because you'll never pin my shoulders to the mat, IRS. Never.
Randy, is this one of the wrestlers?
He's one of the best.
He looks like a businessman.
Match number 2 is IRS versus Mabel. Got some more belters from Art O'Donnell. Seeing IRS and his taxman outfit.
Is this one of the wrestlers? He looks like a businessman.
Seeing Mabel's big purple hoodie.
Is this how he's gonna wrestle with his clothes on?
Seeing a disrobed Mabel.
How much does this guy weigh?
He's like, over 500 pounds.
That's not fair.
I love that. That's not fair. I can't pay attention to the match. I'm just waiting to hear Art O'Donnell. And then Art, he hasn't said anything in 30 seconds.
Did you two guys enjoy doing this?
He says that a lot.
Is this the way he's going to wrestle with his clothes on? How much does that guy weigh?
500 pounds plus, Art.
Well, that's not fair. The other fella only weighs half the amount. Did you two guys enjoy doing this?
Oh, absolutely.
I can't imagine that.
500+ pound Mabel small package rolls onto IRS but can't get a 3. Like, they're in a ball, Mabel's on top. That's ridiculous. How do you not win with that? You know? Botch bottom can't get a 3. With both men down on the mat, Gorilla inadvertently describes the whole pay-per-view. Wouldn't surprise me if the whole thing collapsed.
Gorilla, they're going to go right through the ring one of these times.
Wouldn't surprise me if the whole thing collapsed.
This wasn't a terrible match. Like, Mabel moved faster in this than he probably had before or did since.
He actually did look a little bit thinner. Like, maybe he'd lost a little bit of beef.
Like a pound? Like?
Just got a
Every
haircut.
pound counts, you know?
And IRS did not go to the chin lock well that often either, I have to say.
But he's still sweating profusely.
Yes,
It's like, honestly, I'm nervous watching him. I'm like, you're not well, mate.
Mabel slams IRS and climbs to Bret's rope, but Taxman wobbles the ropes. Mabel takes a bump and Shyster pins him while holding the ropes for extra leverage. 1, 2, 3. IRS gets a semi after 5:34.
I believe he might have knocked the wind out of himself. Oh no!
Talk about taking advantage of an opportunity.
I don't know. When he's holding the ropes, he's pulling himself away from the pin. I get your feet on the ropes as leverage. I don't understand pulling the ropes. So you're pulling away from being on top of the man.
You're absolutely right. And plus, you know, if the ref sees it, then he can't count it because that's not actually legal. I thought that this match was pretty shite. Very, very slow. Lots of rest holds for, you know, like the fact that Mabel wasn't going to go on and have a second match. I thought he could have done a little bit more, you know?
So we get a Mania 10 Bret and Yoko finish. Nothing about but hilarious that Mabel said exactly this wouldn't happen.
It's hilarious. Did you like his Samoa Joe WrestleMania 10 bump where he's facing forward towards the canvas and then IRS shakes the ring and then he falls but flips and lands backwards?
I love it.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's absolutely amazing. Jay, you did miss one Art O'Dono zinger.
Go on.
Here. IRS has Mabel in a headlock and Art O'Dono looks at Mabel and says, "Hey, he's got a lot of gold in his mouth. He must be a wealthy fella." Or a gypsum.
He's got a lot of gold in his mouth, though, huh? He must be a very wealthy fella.
I go with either Tatanka or Razor.
All right, thank you very much. You heard it, the man made in the U.S. of A., Lex Luger, the Rebel, the Renegade. Lex, I'm sorry you're not in it. My money was on you, brother.
Thank you very much.
Low energy USA clad sexy Lexi is at the Superstar hotline. Oh, super sad. He's not wrestling at all tonight. He picks Razor or Tatanka to win it. And then we got a live exclusive. Whilst hawking the Superstar hotline, Macho's mic is left on. And he's like, "This is really, really bad."
What? Are you serious? Oh my God. Wow.
That's amazing.
I feel like I should be a part of it. I feel like I should be competing. And when a guy like that costs you a chance at that, it means a lot.
Hey, Randy.
Match number 3.
Oh, hold on. I had an Coliseum exclusive interview segment. We had Jim Cornette backstage with Crush and Yoko.
Darren, come on in here. What's the matter with you? Get in here.
Crush and Yoko will make history as they crush the Headshrinkers and win the tag team titles. And then he kicks the cameraman out because he doesn't want to give away any tactics.
Get out of here.
Much like all the Coliseum exclusives, it's pretty shit.
You should be the Coliseum home video representative.
The pitch man. Yeah.
They're never good. They're like, they don't add anything. They just pad out time, you know?
Did you heard it here, bro?
Get out of here.
He said, get out of here. Get out of here.
How much does this fella weigh? How much does he weigh?
Match number 3 is Tatanka versus the Rocket, Owen Hart, pride of the Lumbee Nation and Chief Ray Little Turtle. It's Tatanka, fresh off his 17-minute Raw stinker with Crush. Art O'Donnell immediately pipes in. "How much does he weigh, Tatanka?" Gorilla has just stopped answering him. He gives it a minute and asks a third time. Macho answers, but Gorilla powers through Art's response, just talking over him.
How much does he weigh, Tatanka?
I'll tell you, if I had to guess, Donovan, I would say somewhere between 260 to 280 pounds.
Really?
But I'll tell you what, it's the intestinal fortitude that means more than anything these days.
Road to the king of the ring wasn't all that easy for the Rocket Owen Hart. He had to get by the...
So does he not hear whoever is working in the ring announcing the wrestlers? He gives their weight. Just
listen, you fucking idiot.
Listen to him.
Seconds.
Yeah.
Bull Buffalo sells on the outside as we see semi-finalists IRS and Razor throwing handbags backstage. Oh, is it? You were wondering why WWF were pushing Tatanka? Being aware of Indians, that's how they want to be called now, is so hot right now, as Kevin Costner's Dances with Wolves came out in 1990.
It actually makes sense then. Okay.
That, and you had that Say By the Bell episode where Zach Morris found out he was like 164th Cherokee.
Him smoke him in peace pipe.
And he had that presentation with Screech where he got and he got the lipstick.
Yes.
Brilliant.
And then Screech is doing that. I assume that was done by Screech at some point.
What if he went like dingy 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 and he's like wrong Indian?
Then he would be celebrated throughout the streets. Rated.
They roam the wide open plains in search of their daily food. They're hungry.
Owen hits Mark Henry's chocolate slide, follows up with a lovely top rope dropkick. Standing Sleeper takes Tatty to the mat.
I can't believe the whole thing. They're killing each other. Gorilla, is Tatanka getting any air at all?
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Ardo. What does he say?
Hey, I can't believe this whole thing. They're killing each other. Is he even getting any air? It's just like, you know what? His like markdom kind of worked because he's like taking these moves and like making them seem deadly because he's such a geek.
Yeah, but he's a protagonist where we don't need one in wrestling.
It's true.
We have a play-by-play guy. We don't need somebody sitting there going, what is wrestling? I don't understand it.
This is a fine time to learn. At the fucking commentary booth on pay-per-view. Finish of the match. Tomahawk chop, Samoan drop, super chop. Even Bulldog's running power slam won't do it. Sunset flip. Immediately Hart pins down Tatanka and 1, 2, 3 clean win. The Rocket outsmarted the Lumbee native after 8-18.
Sunset flip attempt. No, hooks the legs. Oh, he got him.
What do you think, Gook?
Yeah, nothing match. Tatanka gets beaten very, very cleanly. The undefeated streak is a long time ago.
Yeah, this is his second loss.
But it's so clean.
Yeah.
God.
Like, it's a big deal. To him, obviously.
Yeah,
not
not to anyone else.
It's so weird that they won't let Owen pin Doink clean on Raw. You know, face Doink who fucking sucks.
Shit Doink, yeah.
But here, they will have someone who's had, an 18-month streak where he didn't lose, and they're like, it's great, it's fine, it's only Tatanka.
Yeah.
Very strange choice.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so 2 Bret finishes. Mabel had the WrestleMania 10 finish, and this match had the SummerSlam 92 finish with Bret and Bulldog. 2 Bret finishes. Fucking nothing. By the way, big ups to the Choctaw tribe who sent money to Ireland during the famine. They raised $170 back in 1847. That is just over $4,000 in today's money. Doesn't sound like much, but it was amazing as they were going through some pretty rough shit themselves. The Trail of Tears, 16 years prior. Very generous. Thank you.
Yeah. And the Brits probably took it all, did they?
How can you trust that it's going to get... like, I'd say back in the day, it'd be difficult to send money without somebody going, oh, envelope full of money. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Our Taoiseach actually went to Oklahoma to thank them in 2018.
Excellent.
They also actually helped the poor, needy, desperate folk in Mayo in 2007, but no one ever thanks them.
Amazing.
Backstage, the Toddster is with Shawn and Deesul before his title match with Bret. He says, I got 2 words to say to you, Jack Knife. Oh, is he?
Yeah, I see one glaring error in that sentence.
Not enough glove wanking. No, it's just one word, mate.
Yeah.
You know, I got 2 words to say to you, Bret Hart, tonight. Jack Knife!
This guy Double J's a cutie.
Our final first round matchup is Jeff Jarrett versus the 1-2-3 Kid. Art O'Donnell, what do you got to say?
I don't remember this one. Jarrett's got a nice tan. He must have been on the islands.
Gorilla's like, you know, Randy.
He's got a nice tan. He must have been down in the island somewhere, huh?
Then 1-2-3 comes out.
Who's this? He looks like a boxer. What kind of boxer looks like the little bitch?
The little bitch boxers.
And then looking at the tournament brackets.
Who's this now? Who are we talking about? 1, 2, 3?
Who's this now, Randy?
Basically, he's an underdog, Art Donovan, and I'll tell you, the fans love him like you can tell right now.
Who are we talking about? 1, 2, 3?
1, 2, 3.
It looks like a boxer.
Jesus Christ, mate.
X-Pac with some outside crescent kicks and was Jarrett out of the ring.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it. Double J with a Bret's rope jumping fist. The Kid sells it, unlike The Undertaker at the Rumble. Thank you. Then Art O'Donnell, what do you got?
This guy Double J's a cutie.
Oof. Waltman takes a flat back bump after missing a top rope cannonball splash, but hits a crossbody. And when Double J hot dogs too long, rolls him up and gets the win. The Kid succeeds after 4:39.
Oh, look at that. Reach that small appendage now.
Sore loser Jarrett's pissed and hits Little Bitch with a pile driver. Not once, not twice, but thrice. Kid is doubtful, or at least in very bad shape, for his semi-final matchup. What do you think, V1?
So this was very short, but what we got, I thought was really good. Man, I really could have done with like double this.
Yeah, 2 of the best wrestlers in the company at this point. By the way, Jeff Jarrett's pile drivers, amazing.
Oh, yeah.
These are only the pile drivers Jerry Lawler could have had. We mark out for Jarrett all the time, but even though I'm a huge Jarrett mark, his entrance, he annoyed me, like as in what a good heel should do. I was like strutting around and doing his entrance. I was like, you fucking cunt, which is what an awesome heel.
There you go.
to make me react like that.
He's really good.
Yeah. I would say though, when we're talking about comparing him with Jerry Lawler, his big fists off the top rope look a bit dodgy. I'd go with the Lawler.
Oh, wow.
I go with the Lawler fist any day of the week.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to this. My boy, our boy, Double J, your boy, Waltman, he moves and wrestles so quickly, unlike literally everyone else at the WWF at the time. Fun and refreshing match. Art with one last quip to see us out. So, 1, 2, 3 is in the semi-finals.
He may be in the final phase.
Let's take a look at the final 4 right now.
He may be in the final phase.
There it is. These are the guys.
Yeah, Bret is backstage. See, 2 weeks ago, Bret took a jackknife powerbomb from Deesul. Now, backstage, surprisingly frank, Bret says he doesn't know whether he can kick out of a jackknife, but he won't let it happen again. And that's the crux of this next match. If Bret takes a jackknife, can he kick out of it? Or will there be a new WWF champion?
I don't know whether I can kick out. I don't know. I don't know a lot of things, but I do know one thing. He's a long way from putting that move on me.
I thought this was so good.
Yeah, can I say this is the best putting over of a finishing move I think I've ever seen. This is your world champion, the fightingest champion of all time, saying, oh, I actually don't know if I can kick out of that awesome move my opponent does.
Yeah.
So I just want to compare that to, say, one of the best finishing moves ever, the F5. Now you'd need, with any wrestler, you need at least 3 to finish them. I don't understand why you can't. Anyway, I'm 30 years too late. I'm 30 years too old. Yeah.
Steve, you were 16 and you were 30 years old. Actually, I remember for your 24th birthday when we were chatting, and I remember what you said to me. It was like, Jay, I'm never going to be the world's youngest WWF champion.
And I was right. Yeah.
Yes.
Because Randy was champion at 24. Yeah.
Destiny Taylor, the youngest world champion in history.
second? That's Shawn Michaels. Was he another wrestler?
Match number 5 is for the WWF Championship. It's WWF Champion Bret the Hitman Hart versus IC Champion Deesul. The WrestleMania 6 of the new generation. We get a goosey at ring announcer Bill Dunn. He was filling in for the Fink, who was out with an operation.
World Wrestling Federation Intercontinental Champion Deesul.
Art O'Donnell, what's going on? Diesel's out first.
Who was the guy leading?
Shawn Michaels.
Is he another wrestler?
Look at him. Obviously. Do you see the mullet?
And the wrestling gear is generally a big giveaway art.
Yeah,
you know?
He's quite showy. IC champion Deesul, eh? Truckmang beat Raismang. April 30th Superstars with help from Shawn. He's had 2 jobber squashes on TV since, and that's apparently good enough to leapfrog the King of the Ring tournament entirely and go directly to Bret. Oh, this is the pay-per-view debut of Bret's famous New Generation theme. Jim Johnson with an all-time belter here. Roddy run to reach Bret, and we see the family member is Jim Neidhart, Bret's old tag partner and brother-in-law. He married Bret's sister, Ellie Hart.
Devastated.
That she was taken off the shelf.
She looks just like Bret, except with smaller jugs.
So I had really gotten up my hopes that we were going to get Bruce. And then when Anvil came out, I was just like, I suppose it's okay, but like, it's not really what I wanted.
Macho throws Art a bone and engages the NFL Hall of Famer with some Neidhart facts.
Well, the Anvil used to play for the LA Raiders, Oakland Raiders.
Oh, really?
Yes, he did. Also had the world record for throwing the anvil. That's why I call him Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
How about the...
Yeah, he used to play for the Oakland Raiders, and he's the world record holder for the anvil toss. And he's like, really? Oh yeah, definitely is. Both lies.
Really? Because Art sees him and goes, hey, he looks like an offensive block.
Yeah, Anvil only played practice/pre-season games for the Oakland Raiders, never the main squad. It's like Brock Lesnar.
It's like Brock.
Yeah, exactly, the Minnesota Vikings.
But isn't there like on a football team like 500 players anyway?
Yeah, and they get sent to Europe when they're shit.
Yeah.
And Anvil won an anvil toss at the Calgary Stampede.
Yeah, the kayfabe is strong with this one.
And $500 from Stu. Not the World Championships.
$500 and his daughter's hand in marriage.
2 goats.
Am I trying to match this? That's what he's going to rely on.
Hitman shows off his superior in-ring acumen, outsmarting Deesul by dodging a big boot. Get the back of him. This just sounds rapey. Get the back of him into a roll-up and keeping him grounded with a figure 4. Working the leg, cutting the big man down. I was like, what a babyface Bret is. Before the match and the previous weeks, he was like, yeah, I'm going to cut the big man down and work on his legs and he'll be the same height as me when he's on the ground. And yeah, he's doing exactly that. No tricks.
He literally tells the fans what he's going to do, why he's doing it, and then he goes out and puts it into practice so that the fans can watch, follow along, and know what's going on, and it all makes sense. This guy's he's a wrestling genius. This guy is he is incredible, and I know we gave you shit for years about Bret. We were fucking wrong. Much the same as myself and Jay were wrong about Lex.
And what were we wrong about with you?
Oh no, I'm a gobshite.
Finley and Regal.
We weren't wrong.
We're not wrong. You motherfuckers.
And again.
For all the marbles.
Shawn turns the tide with a big lariat to Bret, and Neidhart gives chase, but there's no chance he's catching sprightly Michaels and is eluded. Like Shawn is like a whippet with a bum full of dynamite.
Oh, I have that about Deesul here.
He's like with a whippet. How many whippets in bums are there?
In this match alone.
It all goes downhill. Bret jumps off Bret's rope, too powerful for Deesul to hold, and they botch flump to the mat. Forget it.
God damn it. Rather than jumping up and having a long fall so that someone can get ready and get under him and catch him, he jumps forward And so the person is automatically moving backwards while trying to catch and hold on to what is, I'd imagine, like a 220-pound guy. Like, that's fucking difficult. And add on to the fact that Deesul, his legs are like two little matchsticks and he has no power in them. So it's a very, very difficult thing to do.
That which makes a Mack truck fall.
Sorry, Jay.
Yeah.
Possibly my favorite art line in the entire show. Hey, it's like David and Goliath. To which the lads go, well done, Art. Oh my God, you're actually right. And do you know what happened there? He threw a rock at him. Fucking amazing.
Well, David and Goliath, indeed. We know what happened in that story.
He hit him with a rock.
Whirlwind of boring as Deesul beats down Hart. Shawn injects his cuntish charm, mugging with a downed hitman. He's like, gives him a slap. With nobody acknowledging him, Hart goes for broke and starts talking and just trails off. It's like, hey, me.
I'll tell you what, Deesul is two guys.
Shawn
Michaels, that's three.
Then it's three. The guy is,
I know what you're talking about.
Shawn sneakishly starts undoing the foam turnbuckle pad. Deesul finishes the job, but eats the steel turnbuckle himself. Mack trucks out on his feet. Signature Bret Russian leg sweep. Bret's rope pinpoint elbow. Bret's rope bulldog. And it's sharpshooter time. Shawn causes a distraction and gets socked, taking a lunar bump up and out onto the steel railing. Bret, with a corner escape, can't finish Deesul. A second sharpshooter, too close to the ropes, can't finish Deesul.
I think the Hitman just played his last card.
Finish of the match. On the outside, Deesul cheap shots Anvil, and Shawn clocks Bret with the belt. Fuck! Elbow drops. 1, 2, no! Bret takes the jackknife. Moment of truth here. But Anvil comes into schmoz with Deesul. Ding, ding, ding. Fuck finish. Mack truck wins, but Bret retains in 22:51.
who's the other guy up in the ring?
The winner as the result of a disqualification, Deesul.
By disqualification, but he doesn't get the title.
What do you think, Goog?
I enjoyed this match.
Can I shock you?
I think these two work well together. This is the first single Deesul's match I think we covered on OSW. And I remember him worse than this. He kept up, certainly for the first maybe 10 minutes. He kept up with Bret and he was the proverbial whippet. But obviously he got gassed and he slowed down. Way down.
He ran out of gas.
He got really gassed. So, Steve, there's a...
He got really gassed.
He got gas.
Nose peg.
Gas. There's a point, I'd say about 2/3 of the way through this match, where Bret Hart goes to whip Deesul to the corner. And Deesul like runs and then he just stops and he slowly backs up to the corner. And I was just like, oh my god, oh god, yeah.
When he backs up, there's the beeping sound.
Yeah.
Oh, so the question this match posed, can Bret kick out of the jackknife, isn't answered, and although Neidhart cost Bret the match, he very possibly saved the title for him. That was very windy. Deesul's drag factor, he can't keep up with Bret, but even without wrestling, it's obvious Shawn has buckets more charisma than the other two combined. The whole segment, 33 minutes. Wow. Redeemed as Wurzel comes in to break up the beatdown.
Bring.
And Art says...
Who's this other guy in the ring?
And the referee gets the belt to give to Bret.
The referee is stealing the belt.
Oh, jeez. See, did you like the lovely lady plants in the crowd?
Oh, with the sign? What was the sign saying?
The hitman stalks his prey.
Don't get that. What's that mean?
Not really. He's not a diddler. Either, so. Oh, wait, he is a cheater, isn't he?
At the time, no.
Ooh, yeah. I was like, you're a plant when you go to a wrestling event and you're in a fancy dress with a necklace and earrings.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Bollocks.
It's stalking prey. It's not the type of thing you think of when you think of like, gallant babyface.
No.
It's more of a Papa Shango kind of, Jimmy Del Rey, With his Jimmy Del Prey.
Well, actually, Jay, because you know I love to read and I read lots of
don't
books.
lord it over me. They're reading right.
In Bret's book, he said the whole roster were bollocks because of the grueling touring schedule, and Deesul actually worked most of the match with a torn groin. Did you know that?
Oh, I did not.
You should read more.
I never learned to read. Thanks for bringing it up.
But if Bret is saying this in his book, how does he win at the end of this chapter?
All he says was, what's the last sentence of every chapter in Bret's book, Jay?
Needless to say, I had the last laugh. It says I said it 16 times, where I actually had the last laugh 23 times. Lawler's in the bank with the Toddster. Do you like him? Because Hulk isn't around, so no Hulkster, so the Toddster. Hey, you like that one?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. King has a go at Art Donovan.
Old Art Donovan out there mumbling, he is living proof that wisdom does not come with age. What's he mumbling out there at ringside?
He's not mumbling.
His first job was parking covered wagons.
He says Piper is the pits and he is the undisputed king, and that's the bottom line. Actually, Piper would have his segments called The Bottom Line, and that's why he said that.
I'll be glad to come on down. Bottom line.
One question. Earlier tonight, Johnny Polo said, hey, Piper, he's a good guy, babyface. He's donating his pay to the sick kids.
Portion of his pay.
Pettingill says it's a portion. Which is it, mate?
Yeah, that's a big difference. Like, what portion?
Yeah, don't weasel out of it.
Yeah.
Because a portion, that's like saying, 0 is a %. It is technically. Yeah. So he's donating his winner's purse or suitable European carry-all. That did not work.
It worked for me.
Yeah,
Jack.
yeah. Silently.
I liked it. I liked it.
Yeah.
You fight for the kids. Kid, how about these kids? Kids.
Hello, OSW Multiverse. It's your boy Rob Bartlett from the Rob Bartlett Radio Comedy Hour and the single greatest color commentary on WWF Monday Night Raw. Hey, it's the Robbio, and I'd like to thank OOC and Jay for inviting me to take part in this week's Ad Break Questionarium. Question: what was my greatest role? Answer after the break.
Escaping from Frogtown.
Go!
It's Sam.
Shit. Holy shit!
Be there for the action. The adventure.
Sam, what are you doing?
And be there for the dance of the three snakes.
Dance or die?
We're all gonna die.
When hell comes to Frogtown.
Why didn't you tell me we were back on? Before the break, I asked you, what was my favorite role? Was it as a color commentator on WWF Monday Night Raw? Was it on the Imus in the Morning program? Was it on Broadway with Nick Jonas and Daniel Radcliffe? Well, if you answered any of those above, wrong! My favorite role and the best role of all time. The breakfast roll at Jer's in Ballyfermot. Of course. Why would it be anything else? Thanks for playing, and we'll see you again next time.
What does that give him when he has his 2 feet on the rope?
That's called leverage. That's called leverage. It's also called cheating.
All right.
And we're back. It's a semi-finals matchup. It's IRS versus the Razor Ramon. A horror show. Everyone's flubbing their lines tonight. OSE, can you give us your IRS impression there in green?
You're nothing but a fool's gold wearing tax fool cheat. Oh, I can't even do it. You're nothing but a fool's gold wearing tax cheat, idiot.
Was that IRS again?
Yeah.
He's had a bad night tonight.
Because you're nothing but a fool's gold wearing tax cheat idiot.
You're nothing but a fool's gold wearing tax fool cheat idiot. Jesus Christ.
IRS, aka Smelly Porn Man, with a front face lock and drips his nasty, sweaty salt onto Razor's face. Shyster hits Razor with his finisher, the right off. Art says, nice forearm. Gorilla considers correcting him, and does. Nice clothesline.
That was a heck of a forearm.
Nice clothesline by the taxman as he...
IRS goes for possibly the most countered move in history, an Irish whip and bend over. What? You Irish whip into the ropes and then bend over?
Yeah, kick to the face.
Telegraph.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thanks, Zira Tibble, for that. Gets kicked. Not even bad timing can save him from walking the Razor's edge, man. He goes down. 1, 2, 3. Razor advances to the finals after 5:13.
The weakest match on this card.
And that's saying something.
Yeah, no one looked good here.
Nothing. Shyster should never have been in the semi-finals. He can't wrestle one match, let alone two.
You fool's gold wearing tax cheat idiot. Yeah, awful.
Where is he? How much does this fella weigh?
It's our final semi-final match. It's Owen Hart versus the 1-2-3 Kid. Todd gets over the match storyline. Kid isn't backstage for an interview. He's still selling Jarrett's pile drivers from earlier and is even doubtful to wrestle. Owen Hart comes out first.
So obviously Art asks, how much does this fella weigh? Macho thinks about it and he goes, oh, I'd say about 235, give or take an ounce.
235, I think. Give or take an ounce.
2 ounces. He's having none of this 235 Owen. None of it.
Late but present, Kid comes out grim-faced, head down, and oh fuck! High velocity missile dropkick ends 1-2-3, splat on the ground.
Down to the ring to us. Where did that drop kick come from? Oh man!
Pearl Harbor from the front, lads.
Holy shit. After 2 minutes, Kid says, I'm done selling, let's have a great match with some fast-paced offense. High kick, back and high kick. Up, high punch. Up, high punch, high kick, beside the ropes. Then, mash low punch. Owen stops the video game action, catching him with a waistlock into a no-help German suplex, and again stopping a Hurricane Rana with a powerbomb, straight into a sharpshooter, and... Owen wins in a submission victory in a svelte 3:37. So it will be Razor versus Owen to be the 1994 King of the Ring.
Nobody can sustain that kind of punishment. I'm gonna tell you. What kind of a hole was that? If this is an inkling of what the new generation is all about.
What do you think, V1?
Man, much like Jarrett versus Little Bitch. I thought this was fucking great, but just needed more. Just give me 4 extra minutes, please. Let these guys go out there and make the fans go wow. But they didn't. But it was still great. That move where I think 1-2-3 went for like a spinning wall kick, and then he gets caught by the waist and German. That was awesome. More of that, please.
I was interested to hear both of your thoughts. You're big into psychology. The fact that 1-2-3 Kid was so bollocksed after his beatdown earlier in the night, he didn't even have time to re-oil his hair. But yet he didn't sell his injuries from almost the word go. I thought it was fine because it led to an exciting match between two high flyers. What did you think about that?
Honestly, I really wanted to see this match. Owen Hart versus 1-2-3 was my most wanted pairing. I was really annoyed by Jarrett when he pile drove him earlier in the night. So I was like, oh shit, that's going to be a storyline thing. You're denying me the match that I want. So I was happy that 1-2-3 said, fuck that, we're going to have the match, the best match we can have. And so, yeah, fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I just wanted to add one more thing. Gorilla Monsoon, lads. He was out to fucking lunch on this show. So Little bitch climbs up to the top rope and he does a turning splash and he goes, oh, moonsault. And then about 30 seconds later, he does a run and he does a front flip over the top rope. And oh, moonsault. I'm just like, mate, come on. It's just fucking lazy at this point, you know?
He was out for tea, out for lunch, out for breakfast.
Oh, he was done here.
He wasn't in for a single meal.
Realizing, moonsault over the top.
Well, nice to see you again, Coliseum Video. So I've got 6 kids. First thing I take off, my pants.
We have a Coliseum exclusive. Rowdy Roddy Peeper shows us his gear.
His smelly jocks.
His smelly jocks. He shows us that he has a Hershey's chocolate bar, which is disgusting. Fuck off. He forgets the name of the town that we're in.
What does he say?
He's like, oh, we're here in
Fermit.
Baltimore. Oh my God, Springton. And he says, Jerry Lawler, there's no such thing as a king, only those who call themselves a king. It really wasn't great at all.
Yeah.
Kings don't exist.
Yeah.
There ain't no such thing as a king. Bottom line.
So, Roddy Piper plays a game of what bar?
He does.
Yeah, it's like, Jerry Lawler, here's a king-size Hershey's bar. It's like brown and silver. That is not Jerry Lawler. That's a terrible what bar, sir.
He sucks at this game.
Yeah. But Steve, what bar is Jerry Lawler?
Oh, me meow. So I took to the internets. Holy shit, lads. I got over 470 replies on Twitter and over 770 replies on Facebook.
That's insane.
You guys are fucking awesome.
What is wrong with people?
It's a popular gimmick.
They got nothing else to do in their lives.
So first we have Dick Byrne. He is
Father Dick Byrne.
Yeah.
Yes, actually, yes. He is a packet of salt and vinegar king crisps.
Oh, well done, mate.
Yeah, Brucey bonus points there, mate.
Golden clerk to you.
David Beatty, a bottle of Crown Royal.
Ooh, oh, that's great. Well done. Yeah, perfect.
Next, we have Keen Walsh, who climbed into my brain and took what I was going to go with, a Cornetto King Cone.
Oh, yeah. Delicious. Just top shelf here.
I love these.
Big.
Absolutely love these. Adam Kelly, a packet of Regal King Size.
That's clever now.
Very good.
Clever.
Very good.
You guys are fucking great. Yeah. And now onto Facebook, where we have a slightly different theme going on here.
When's the next episode?
When are you doing Survivor Series 92?
Right now is with the next episode.
James Barber, what smokes he is a packet of Mayfair.
Any thoughts on Mayfair?
They are what you smoke when you go to England and they don't have John Player Blue.
Oh,
yeah.
Excellent.
Smooth as Egyptian whiskey.
Justin Joyce, a box of Viagra.
Which the king would... never mind.
Roby Wan. I think there's an... okay.
Hello there.
Let's just say Roby says he is a bottle of Four Seasons lubricant.
What do you know about that, mate?
Chris Jones says he is Jimmy fucking Savile.
No. That's a bit harsh.
Allegedly, by the way. And last one, my favorite one, Stephen Brogan says he is
Brogan.
A packet of Finger Marie.
Which Jerry Lawler, you know,
allegedly was quite fond of. Hence Jimmy Savile.
And took her shopping afterwards.
Yeah. So,
Jesus.
And that brings an end to
OSW.
to this episode's What Bar segment. Guys, thank you so fucking much. Everyone who sent in, you guys are all, a winner is each and every one of you.
Aww.
Except for everyone who didn't get on. Because you're losers.
legs.
I can't follow. How many guys are going to wrestle now?
Just 2 against 2.
Oh, 2 against 2.
Match number 8 is for the WWF Tag Team Championship. It's the challengers Yokozuna and Heel Crush Bra versus the champions, the Headshrinkers, Samu and Fatu. Originally, the Steiners would have beaten the Quebecers at WrestleMania, but with them gone, this babyface tag title run was given to the Headshrinkers. Yokozuna enters. What's on your mind, Art?
I have it. Come on.
How much does this guy weigh?
600 pounds there, Art.
Huh?
600 pounds plus.
Fun spot. The heels throw Headshrinkers into each other, who start brawling with each other. Bit of crack. They both do the hard head gimmick. Yoko headbutts Fatu and neither sell. Yes.
I like it.
Zuna's phased by a second headbutt, possibly because he doesn't have a savage gimmick, and bumps to the outside with a double team third.
So, if wrestling is taught us anything, right? Foreigners have harder heads than US.
Yes.
Now, this match has confirmed Samoan savages have the hardest heads of all the people in the world. Japanese,
Even Samoan Japanese.
Yes. They all pale in comparison to these lads.
Actually, speaking of pale, their complexions, Yokozuna and the Hungry Savages, they all have the same complexion, same hair. So it's like, it's very obvious that Yokozuna is Samoan in this match.
Very much so.
Nice stop on that action by Crush. You're not going to hurt the Headshrinkers by attacking their cranium.
Crush hasn't learned his lesson with headbutting an Islander and receives a pile driver. Fatu does his signature Rikishi bump, thank you, takes a much shitter pile driver and Ionian nerve grip, which immediately goes Magna.
Oh, I marked out to the Magna Claw, lads.
All across the world, we're going to find out if Yokozuna and Crush are the tag team that can do it.
Yoko misses a hoe train. He's no longer a main event threat. He sells doing a walking on hot coals. Shit. I was just talking about you can't not see Zuna as Simone when he wrestles the Headshrinkers. Macho says, we heard Yoko smack a ring post in Hong Kong. That's neither Japan nor Samoa.
It's amazing, isn't it? Oh my God.
Oh, what's that, Art?
Who's the fellow with the American flag?
Who's this fellow with the American flag?
Save us, Lex! All-American Lex Luger comes out to confront Crush, who is distracted enough to eat a savate kick and pin. The babyfaces prevail. It's like, Yokozuna, he's right beside the pin. You gonna help? No? Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
The Dirty Foreigners, the babyface ones, retain their belts in 9:16. Post-match schmoz, and we see Lex. What's he wearing?
He's got the America onesie, but it's no blue on it, right? It's just kind of red and white.
No, there's
a bit of blue.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But it's like he's rolled down the arm straps. So it's a bit classy. It's not like he's there for business, but he's also there to play as well.
The stripes, it's very carnival. Like he cut a piece off a carnival tent and made some spandex out. It's like, this is like Terry Funk Jocks.
It's exactly what I've written here.
Yeah.
They're Terry Funk Jocks, but more America.
Art O'Donnell, looking at the brackets, Gorilla prompts, Razor, that's your choice, Art. Then Art says,
don't you be king? Crown the king?
Oh, I'm right there.
Razor's gone all the way to the finals. You might be the man to have picked the king.
And then he'll be the king. He'll be crowned the king, right?
He's got to beat the Rocket. He's got to survive the Rocket.
fuck, man.
He had one job. That was to say Razor and to cheer for Razor. And as you'll see halfway through this match, he just quits, doesn't he? It's fucking incredible.
The King of the Ring finals are not the pay-per-view main event. Oh, already bumped down 1 year into the pay-per-view. So it's time for your not main event. match number 9. It's the final phase. King of the Ring finals to crown the 1994 King of the Ring. It's Razor Ramon versus the Rocket, Owen Hart. Woo! So Razor comes out, and on the guy he's supposedly chosen to win.
That's Razor, right?
You don't know who Razor is?
You've only seen him wrestle twice tonight, mate. He's the big tall fella with the greasy hair.
Razor should get rid of the toothpick.
So, mate, he's not going to wrestle while chewing the toothpick.
This was when Macho Man finally kind of lost his cool, and he was just like, yeah, well, he's going to get rid of it in a second, okay?
No help sandbag bridge up by Owen. Surprisingly, Art has a change of heart and announces
Razor's gonna lose.
That's it. Yeah, I've changed your finals, your pick.
There was no indication of that at this point. Fair enough if he was locked in a sharpshooter, but they were just back and forth. Nah, fuck it. I'm done with this guy. I like the other one.
I think that Razor's going to lose. I think this other
wait a minute, Art. You predicted
I know,
at the beginning of our program that he would
after watching the show, I think the other fella's got a little too much for him.
After watching the two of them, I just think this fella has a little bit too much for him. I think I've turned into some kind of mobster now.
No, I think you're kind of a Jewish mobster from Bedrock.
Bucket, please.
It's a man's prerogative to change his mind. Is that what you're trying to say?
Right. Thank you very
Look
much.
at the Rocket.
Newly Hall of Famer Gorilla Monsoon sees Owen applying an abdominal stretch on Razor, saying it'll be ineffective because it's against someone much taller than him. Big moving pin, as both wrestlers are bollocksed and hoping to end it ASAP. Finish of the match, top rope back suplex, but Razor is dropped to the outside. Jim Neidhart appears and beats up Razor. Owen capitalizing with a top rope elbow drop. 1, 2, 3, that's it. Owen is crowned King of the Ring.
The ref didn't see it. I saw it, but I don't understand it. I don't believe it.
And 6:35, and against the ropes, he's just like, I did it all by myself. Oh, get it, mate. I thought the ending had an air of confusion and a bit of, oh, that's it. Okay. As newly heel Anvil and Owen hit a heart attack on the bad man. I was like, poor Razor. Like, he's getting beaten down, and the fans are like, yeah, we want Bret. We want Bret. Who is actually backstage with Ray Rougeau, and he's like, and he stayed around patiently to tell Ray Rougeau, no comments.
Amazing. And then just walks off sulking.
What do you think, Ook? The final phase.
I liked how it had the big match feel. These are probably the two right wrestlers to have in the final. They were the two biggest names in the tournament. It was okay, it was decent, but I'd like to see a proper feud between these two lads and, have proper matches. The Neidhart shenanigans I thought was done really well. I think just to add to your point, the crowd are conditioned to react when the music hits. The music was delayed in hitting, so there's always going to feel weird when that happens. But overall, yeah, definitely the right winner. There's no question about that. Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, Razor, stay away from this King of the Ring gimmick, because Owen Hart, he is a bit jokey and he could actually do with an additional gimmick, and he was really good as the King of Hearts. But Razor, could you imagine him with the crown and the cape and the scepter?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Because winning King of the Ring, that's a push, but having to wear the cape and scepter, that's a pull. So you got to be a right type of person.
Heels should usually win it. Like Bret won it last year and looked like an idiot when he put on the stuff.
Yeah. And then got battered as well. Yeah. So kind of like a double whammy.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this match was sloppy. There were like 2 or 3 spots where like Razor went to lift Owen and they mistimed it, and then he had to put him down and lift him back up again. Then there was a second time where he like went to catch his legs, timed it wrong and fell forward. Owen just put him over. Bret won it clean last year, and your kind of angle going into your big match at the next show is Owen actually better than Bret? But it's like, he kind of needed help to win, so I just thought that was a bit lame. And just one little point to add. Just before Razor gets dumped over the top rope, Razor has him and he's going for like the edge, and then it's time for to like dump him over, and so you see him give his ribs like a little squeezy. Do it now, Owen. Yeah, I just thought that was nice.
That was the peak, wasn't it?
Oh, well, that was the peak. Yeah, disappointed, lads. I was very, very disappointed.
Incredulous. What does Art Donovan have to say about this unruly shenanigans going on?
Oh, Hey, did you two guys act like that when you were in the ring wrestling?
And they just ignored that one completely, didn't they?
Had none of it.
Wow.
Did you two guys act like that in the ring when you were wrestling?
Do you think the anvil is that smart, Randy? I don't.
Yeah, but the Rocket might be.
Gorilla dismisses him, even with their bodies. Like Macho is in the middle and Gorilla's at one side, Art is the other side. And he kind of crowds in to kind of go around Gorilla, and Art is left out in the cold, facing away from them. And there's a shot actually after the match where the camera just kind of zooms in and crops out Art Donovan live.
He's like poking his head.
It's Owen's time to be coronated king. Tony comes out. Such a useless fuck. He saw what happened. Anvil interfered. And he's right next to Owen. Everyone's out. Reverse the decision. No. He bitches out. Owen is crowned. And from this point forward, proclaims himself to be the King of Hearts.
Did you like that when Owen is giving his promo and says, I'm going to make my first proclamation as King of the Ring, that I shall now be known as the King of Hearts. That's right, I'm the King of Hearts. Owen Hart, the King of Hearts. I'm the King of Hearts. He says like 4 times. It's great.
I thought he did a great job in this ceremony, actually. But he got nothing to say ever. But at least...
Don't talk about my family like that, you little shit.
My knacker family.
But he's definitely got charisma as a heel.
He has something, definitely.
Yes.
August 29th, indeed, SummerSlam will invade the Windy City of Chicago.
Quick breather before the final match. At the commentary booth, Art considers saying something. He's like... 9 matches down, 1 match left, because it's time for your main event. Wow, that's the level of intrigue for this main event.
What a shit main event.
We'll get there.
Odd main event.
Now, was he the king at one time? Jerry Lawler?
Match number 10. It's your main event. It's Jerry the King. It's Jerry Lawler versus Roddy Piper. Oh, yes. What is the build to this feud? Piper with the Cunt Hogan 93 booking of I'll take promos, but I'm not showing up. AKA the Brock Lesnar 2020 booking. I'll just not show up. Roddy was on the set of Tough and Deadly, filmed himself doing 15 to 20 minute rants that WWF edited down to a few minutes. His rants were packaged as Roddy Piper's bottom line.
You called a bunch of kids and sick children.
Kids.
Sick children.
Piper didn't really watch Lawler's stuff, so Lawler had to go back and kind of retroactively talk about his stuff, fill in the gaps. Yeah. In short, Lawler slags Piper. Can't be having that. Piper returns to shut him up, pledging part of his purse to the sick kids. And Lawler is the nefarious cartoon villain that doesn't want to help sick kids. And they keep going on about, I'm going to help the sick kids. This is for the sick kids. What sick kids? You have to be more specific about this. How sick? And where? Actually, there is a sick kids hospital in Toronto, Canada. I tried to look up how much he sent, and I couldn't find it. There's no records. There's no paper trail.
You've been through the filing cabinet as well. There's nothing in there.
Yeah, I'm not allowed back. Piper's first match since passing the IC torch to Bret at WrestleMania 8, that barn burner. In the crowd, Governor William Schaefer. Who do you like for this matchup? Roddy Piper, but I'm a Hulk Hogan man myself.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he did not say that.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, ouch.
Who do you like in this one, Governor?
I like Roddy.
You do?
Yeah, of course, I'm an old Hulk Hogan man myself. He was a great one.
Enjoy yourself here tonight.
Thank you.
We want to remind everybody that this is for the kids.
Fuck, we're trying to make new stars here, but doubly fuck, as 8 days prior, June 11th, 1994, Hogan publicly signed with WCW at Disney MGM.
Ouch.
And I told you, little dude, that Hulkamania is going to run wild.
It literally couldn't have worse timing of saying that man's name. It's fucking incredible.
I'd rather watch Hulk Hogan. They just sold the new gen out for these two alphas.
I was really bummed that either Bret versus Deesul wasn't main event, but I can see why, because Bret didn't win clean. And then I can see why they didn't want to put Owen going over in the main event. And so therefore you have Jerry Lawler versus Roddy Piper. And this is coming on a show where they are preaching about the new generation, the old and the new. But watch this main event where someone from the old days comes back and is a bigger star than anyone, and we make him seem that way. It's a bit at odds with what you're actually telling us.
Yes, the new generation, the first WWF pay-per-view with two guys over 40.
Ever?
Yeah. Piper was 40, Lawler was 44.
Really?
Yeah, even with Hogan, he's like 37 or something.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
I suppose, he just always looked old, didn't he?
Yeah.
One of those faces.
Yeah. Piper was 40, Lawler was 44. So 84 years between them. Ain't got nothing on modern day, though. 2016 Survivor Series, Goldberg versus Brock, 89 years, 3 months. 2010's WrestleMania 26, Undertaker versus Shawn, 89 years, 4 months. And 2019's Goldberg Taker at the Super Showdown with 107 years, 7 months in the ring.
Oh my God.
54 years, 2 months, 53 years, 5 months.
Wasn't there a tag match in Saudi Arabia that had Taker and Kane versus Hunter and Shawn? And the combined age in that match must have been close to 200.
No, well
years
over
of age.
200.
That's madness, lads.
But it just goes to show like how the age or how wrestlers' primes have moved over the years. At this point, we're saying 40 years old.
Yeah.
Like, that's young now.
Oh, sure. AJ is like 43.
Yeah,
or something like
and
that.
wasn't Batty Boy like late 30s when he like burst
DDP,
onto the scene? And DDP. So 40 and like this is his comeback. Like this is like as in he's been retired. Crazy shit. Like he was around for so fucking long.
Yeah.
I've always thought of him as old, but he's not old. At WrestleMania 1 he would have been like 30.
Yeah.
What an event this has been, and what a way to climax it here.
Did you like that during Lawler's entrance, there were two chicks in the front row? They were
the same ones that had the Bret sign. Yeah.
Ah, okay. So there were two hot plants in the front row.
Ficus.
And Jerry Lawler walks up and he has a good old pike and he's like,
too old.
That's exactly what it is. It's exactly.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
Too old.
That's it.
The longest roadie run is reserved for Hot Rod Roddy Piper. He brings out Scotty Knacker from Raw. Who's Young Boy, has he come to be known as? Oh, he'd sent the tape to Piper, who asked Lawler if they could work him in somehow. Raw went well, so we get closure tonight.
Look at Piper. He looks in unbelievably great shape.
Piper's, oh wow, he's still in They Live crazy ripped shape.
Oh my, what the fuck? I've never seen him in this good shape before or since.
A small note, did you notice Piper and Lawler are wearing matching colours? They're both blue and white. Lots of hot dogging and instant stalling. Oh man, cartoon comedy foil Jerry Lawler? Why is he main eventing? Like, I get that you were head of Memphis, but like his WWF character is a cartoon joke villain. You know, like himself and Piper's back and forth promos, like you're both very talented, but like there's nothing special about this feud. Like there's no fire. You know, Lawler's out of the ring and let's do a chase spot very slowly and trips over Scotty Knacker and everyone flumps to the floor. That's this match.
Don't let him get his hands on that youngster.
He'd like to. Piper got him from behind. Now you're seeing vintage Jerry Lawler right now.
It doesn't help that Lawler has one of the most unimpressive physiques in the WWF. Like, you're talking about Roddy Piper there, but like Jerry Lawler, he's not tall or muscular. He's got a kind of tummy and a bum, you know, and he looks to be wearing a nappy.
Yeah, the Christian Cage phenomenon.
Yeah. So overall, he looks like Mo.
Mo.
But seriously, he one of the worst looks, and he's a main eventing here. You know, Lawler though, safe pile driver.
Got it all together. Whoa. Some kind of a foreign object.
Ref bump, loaded nook spot, but Young Boy breaks up the cheating pin. This allows Roddy to get a approximation of a back suplex and pin with his back. 1, 2, 3, and after 12 minutes 30, it is finally over.
Yes, he got it. It's all over.
OSC, what do you think, mate?
To describe this match in 2 words, punch kick. There's very few better talkers in the history of the business than these two. I think they're both amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they was disjointed because they were never in the ring together, or they never saw each other in the build-up, which really hurt. Lawler carried it because he was the one at the events, but Piper's just so effortless in his put-downs, and his madness isn't annoying. I think the more you see it, the more it becomes annoying, but now it was just that right amount of craziness. But yeah, look, they can't wrestle. I don't care what anyone says. Neither of these men can wrestle. They can punch and they can kick. And that's what we got here. Yeah, nice to see Piper. And he's in great shape. And that's all. That's it. That's all I got.
I thought this was shit. They had no moves. They had no chemistry. They had no heat. They lost the fans. The fans sat there in silence. And the fact that this was the main event meant that I was going into this match kind of miffed, kind of pissed off. And then when I saw what the match was, it only got worse. So I have nothing positive to say about this match at all. And just to make it even worse, they booked this match like the kid was an actual child. And they kept calling him, oh, this young boy, this young fella. I was like, he's in his fucking 20s, man.
Yeah.
Like, he is as old as the 1, 2, 3 kid.
Yeah.
Who was out past his bedtime.
So, yeah, absolutely hated it. I thought it really hurt the show overall.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. On Raw, Lord Al called Piper Lawler a match for the ages.
A match for the aged.
Sky will shimmer and sun will shine, where the water tastes like wine.
Mr. OC, what did you think of the 94 King of the Ring?
Overall, I enjoyed it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you didn't see that coming, did
the
you?
enormous drag factor.
Owen Kidd.
Wonderful.
Yes. I really like Bret Deesul. You were mad about it. King of the Ring ceremony. Thought it was great fun. The build up to Piper Lawler, disjointed, yes, but it was great to see these two lads actually talking and feuding verbally. Neidhart's heel turn, didn't see it coming, even though it was 26 years ago. And I quite like the tag match as well. I always liked the Headshrinkers. Had a soft spot for them, as it were. So,
so out of 10?
Well, I don't know.
No,
don't do
really?
that. I don't.
Yeah, okay, right.
What if this was a movie?
You can't. You're not going to hoodwink me like that. I give it a mild recommendation.
Okay. There was a lot of shit on this show. The commentary, while fun for us doing a show where we talk about it, actually watching the show, it was desperate and it hurted badly. Most of the early matches in the tournament were quite short. Some of them were very, very poor. But however, we did get to see Little Bitch versus Jarrett. We did get to see Little Bitch versus Owen. And Owen in general.
By the way, his character is a bitch. Like, Shawn Michaels, I'm sure, is a lovely guy.
Yeah.
Mr. Lawler, I've got a much respect for you, Mr. Lawler.
So, there were definitely things on the show that I did like, but overall I couldn't recommend it. but I did find it an easy watch. So, like, you know, like a 5-ish out of 10.
Okay.
It happened.
Yeah, same here. I enjoyed watching it. It went by very quickly, but it was a bad show. Tons of people leaving. Like Perfect would rather sit home and collect his insurance. Earthquake just, I don't want to do this. And Steiner's like, we don't like your booking plans. You'd rather just stay in Japan. And tons in storyline. You've booked a lot of people to not be available to wrestle, which really hurt. Like Shawn Michaels, he's just Diesel's mistress. Lex, he's just crush, you know. And Undertaker, obviously, like he's building up for next month. Superstars 27th of June. More on that next episode. Duck Arse, where are you, mate? Meaning it was a very lean show talent-wise. Didn't matter. Couldn't concentrate on any of the matches because of Art Donovan. He turned a mediocre pay-per-view, instantly forgettable one, to an infamous one that you should actually go out and see, you know. Or you could just watch a supercut of it right now. Hey.
What's he gonna do? Throw him out of the ring? Yeah, I thought the poor guy was dead. Now they're both out. What happens now? He looks like a businessman. How much does that guy weigh? How much does this fella weigh? How much does he weigh? How much does he weigh, Tatanka? This guy Double J's a cutie.
Let's take a look at the Final Four right now.
He may be in the final phase. Gorilla, who's the guy leading? What's that, a second?
That's Shawn Michaels.
Is he another wrestler? This is like David and Goliath.
Well, David and Goliath, indeed. We know what happened in that story.
He hit him with a rock. The referee's stealing the belt. Hey, this is my man Razor, right? How much does this fella weigh? How much does this guy weigh? He's got legs as big as most people's bodies. Who's the fellow with the American flag? And then he'll be the king. He'll be crowned the king, right? You know what? I think that Razor's gonna lose. Now, was he the king at one time? Did you two guys enjoy doing this?
Vince, he wasn't at the arena. He, you know, even though he's dealing with the steroid trial that's coming up in 2 weeks, he actually had 2 other lawsuits going on at the same time. God. He went to Ventura and said, hey, commentators don't get paid for video game likenesses and that. And Ventura went, okay. Then he found out, actually, you do. And so Vince had to pay out $800,000 and another $8,000 for video game royalties in 95. There's another one. Your boy Marty, he wrestled this untrained, talentless jobber called Chuck Austin. This is back in December 1990. Marty gave him a rocker dropper. He took it like a DDT, planted himself on the mat. Stinger, paralyzed in the ring. No doctors at ringside because it's a fake sport. 15-20 minutes goes by. EMTs roll him out. So he sues the WWF for a little bit of cash, this amount of cash. Then it gets raised to this amount of cash, and WWF end up paying about $26 million out. But it's the insurance that cover it. They said Chuck Austin, it's his fault 5%. Marty, it's his fault 5%, and WWF, it's their fault 90%.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. So he's dealing. So Vince has a lot on his plate, and so he's not. And obviously he had neck surgery as well. So he actually just rang in halfway through the show. He left Pat Patterson and Bruce Pritchard in charge, and he's like, "Oh, how's the show going? It's the drizzling shits, pal."
Really?
Yeah. That was his summation of King of the Ring.
Amazing.
Yeah. So that wraps it up. Not quite yet, but Steve, you got time for Raw?
I most certainly do.
Too bad. Can we get a wacky walk? Commentators tonight on Raw after King of the Ring. Gorilla commentating still with Macho, whose voice is shot. They explain Vince is out with neck surgery, and Gorilla jokes that it's Macho's fault. He's like, it wouldn't be the first time Vince has held me responsible. For what, Macho?
Must have been the time I tapped him in the neck with my hand.
He said he was holding you responsible.
Oh my gosh. It wouldn't be the first time Vince McMahon held me responsible.
No Jim Neidhart on Raw. Monsoon explained him leaving WWF as went into seclusion. seclusion being failing a drug test in February 92, getting fired. And he's been in ECW, New Japan and WCW since. Anvil wasn't on this Raw, but he was on the Raw after this. There was a King Court segment. Anvil confirms what Macho said at the end of King of the Ring. He made sure Bret kept the title so that Owen Hart would be the rightful owner of the belt. So he's keeping the belt so Owen can get it.
I really like that.
So that Owen Hart will be the rightful owner of that belt.
Oh, Lawler has a funny, cackling Bret's a babyface with a brain to match.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oddly, King doesn't mind Owen being called the King of Hearts. He was like, haha, the King of Hearts. Because he was really mad at Bret for being King of the Ring. Yeah, I'm the real king, you know? Anyway.
We have 2 kings too many, Randy.
Ooh, so what matches do we have? The Mack truck, Deesul, rolled over Mark Thomas in 4 minutes.
How did this guy not have a job? Like, he's fucking jacked. Vince must, like, okay.
Oh, right. Jesus, you shouldn't be on TV.
Yeah.
Did the steroid trial in 2 weeks, right?
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay, so that's why he doesn't have a job. I was thinking maybe it's because he's really shit and his, like, awesome muscles can't cover for it. But no, steroids.
Mack truck just flattens him and that's that.
Look out, here comes the jackknife. Look at this. Doesn't even have to cover him, just like that.
Volkov, he is heel now. He's back. He fell on hard times and DiBiase has bought his services. Lightning Kid 1-2-3s healed Nikolai Volkov in 6 minutes.
The kid just blew out his knee.
Oh, look at this small package. Right in the center, he got it. Unbelievable.
Yokozuna squashed Nick Barbary in 2:23.
Yeah, it's completely useless. Nothing match.
Yep.
This one is history.
Typhoon somehow overcame the Black Phantom in 2:45. Now, Typhoon, Earthquake's old tag partner, goes to the ring, but Yoko hasn't rolled to the back yet, so they have a stare down. They're like, you get out of the way. You get out of the way.
I actually liked it. Yeah. And commentators talk about, he's coming back to get revenge for his former tag team partner, Quake Muffin, who Yoko squished about a month ago.
And he'd been beating him on house shows as well.
Yeah.
Which Earthquake didn't like, and fuck it, I'm out here.
Yeah. So yeah, that was nice.
Yeah. Typhoon socks him.
This is what you missed during the commercial break.
Oh, the Black Phantom, apparently Gangrel. But I was like, you're way too tall and thin. You know?
Wow.
Yeah,
I would never have guessed that.
Like him.
I'd never have guessed
but
that.
There you go. And main event, Ginger Nip Hair. Heavenly Bodies jobbed out Jumpin' Jim Powers and Russ Greenberg in 4 minutes.
Heavenly Bodies came out with brand new robes, and on the back of them they have gold angels' wings. And it looks so fucking lame. Not that these guys look good beforehand, but now they look actually worse.
Oh,
Jobbers were jacked also, by the way.
Every once in a while.
Moonsault, that's it, baby.
It's all over with the shouting.
Hey.
And in the main event, the King's Court with Duke the Dumpster Drosy.
Nice addition.
Yeah, see, the new gen, it's rough, man. The King goes from pay-per-view main event to the shit heap in one day.
You can all imagine what your worst nightmare would be if you heard a knock on your door and you went to the door and there was your garbage man wanting to come in your
The King talks trash to the dumpster. Won't even let him in the ring. He's like, stay downwind of me, smelly.
Jeez. It's so fucking lame.
Oh, that was awesome.
I love Jerry Lawler. He's great, but just this whole thing, it's lame. It feels goofy.
Yeah.
Oh, like wrestling sucks. You look at this, the King, Burger King, and then the garbage man. Like, wow, wrestling sucks. You know?
Hard times. Though.
Yeah. On Superstars, Lawler had to wear a clothes peg on his nose to talk to Duke the Dumpster.
But then he joined the Nexus.
He has a bunch of terrible jokes, but one of them is funny. He's just saying Duke Drosy was passing by the Hart House in his dump truck, and Helen asked if it's too late to take out the garbage, and he said, "No, hop in."
Yay!
That's really good. That is very good.
King Pearl Harbor's Drosy with his trash can, and afterwards Monsoon says objects are only to be used for intended use, and you'll never see that happen again.
That was great.
The garbage can was designed for garbage, and you will never, ever see that again here in the World Wrestling Federation.
So, Steve, what do you think about Raw? What a Raw. Holy shit.
Man.
Burner.
I was really pissed watching this. It was like 47 minutes and we got to see Deesul batter a jobber. We got to see the Heavenly Bodies batter jobbers. Yoko batter a jobber. Typhoon batter a jobber. And Jerry the King Lawler talked down to a smelly jobber. It was lame. I hated this show.
Oh, there's a perfect soundbite that I can isolate, and it's like, hey, Gorilla, I skipped this Raw. Did I miss anything?
You haven't missed a thing.
And he's like, you haven't missed a thing. What do you think of Duke the Dumpster, Josie?
All I remember, he had one promo, like kind of, I think it was one of his build-up promos where he had a trick where he could throw a garbage can into a dumpster from like 100 feet away or something.
Oh, really?
Like that.
Because he's supposed to do that for his job, like,
Well, not from
empty the
100
bin.
feet, like, yeah. But that's what I remember. And like he had a pump handle slam.
He fucked a garbage can into a
Dumpster, I think.
Yeah?
Yes. Yeah. You can
This
see. I'm
isn't
sure.
in the arena, is it?
No.
With the fans about.
No.
Brock Lesnar
It's
would be all into
it's
it.
in the car park, like. But so I'm sure it's.
It's an inner city sumo, is it?
I'm sure it's readily available on YouTube. And I remember he had a pump handle slam as a finisher.
I know that on one of the Raws in the build up to King of the Ring, there was a promo for Duke, and the promo package was him waking up in his dump truck. He slept there.
In the front seat.
No! In the actual, like,
The rubbish, like.
body of it, yeah.
That's embarrassing.
That's dangerous as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because somebody could turn it on.
Yeah. Oh no, I would. Just to spite him. He's sleepy. He's a hobo.
Yeah.
He's
worse. He's worse than a hobo. Yeah, you like that's Oscar. That's a real shame. Imagine like that. I'm going to be a wrestler.
Yeah.
And what's your gimmick? I sleep in a fucking rubbish truck.
So, like, when he signs up with his contract, what does he put for address? Like, the
Vehicle 1637 or whatever. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Hey, you woke me up.
Well, that does it for this week, folks. OSW 88 King of the Ring 94 is on the books.
In the pocket.
How to say?
V1, what do you think? You enjoy this one?
I very, very much enjoyed this. It was loads of fun. Art, mate, thanks, buddy. You gave this cynical old man a fun few hours.
A crotchety man. How did you feel about that one, Ozzy?
Very good, sir.
Did it do you a big truncheon?
Oh yeah. It's very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Never went away.
Oh yeah. So as we're doing, this is the King of the Ring. Next up is SummerSlam 94. Then we're doing Survivor Series 94. Then Royal Rumble 95. Going all the way up to WrestleMania 11. LT Bam Bam. How is it gonna go? Great. And then after that, we'll do the Golden Noggers. Hey, what is happening on Twitch?
I am working my way through the new Star Wars Fallen Jedi.
Oh, cool.
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I don't know what it's called.
All of those letters.
I've been looking forward to playing this for a long time. It looks fucking awesome.
I hear it's the sum of here's bits from Gears, here's bits from Uncharted, here's bits from Dark Souls, but it's like worse than every one of those games.
Oh, I was going to say, that sounds fucking awesome.
It does. Yeah. I guess we'll find out. And where can we find that? Most weekdays.
Twitch.tv/OSW review.
Yes, and follow Steve on Twitter he'll tell you when it's on as well, which is very helpful.
Yes.
https://www.twitter.com/V1_OSW. Oh, yeah. And you can watch all of our episodes free of charge on an IMAX flavored 4:3 full screen at
OSWreview.com.
Yes, and if you're feeling jaunty, hoisty. Yes,
Hoi.
Hello. And if you want to watch some extra good stuff like film reviews and other knickknacks and whatnots and artwork and music and all that stuff, you can buy the pint at
nuggeryou.oswreview.com.
Oh, yeah. So it's a goodbye from V1.
Take a boo.
OSE.
Hello.
And myself, Jay Hunter. And remember, a winner is you. meow, 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 meow.